Aries, hello there, my friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early October 2021. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every one of you. And we are in the season spirit. I am dressed as a sunflower for your reading and all the fire signs this week. So we're going to get it started right away with a couple of oracle cards here, just to take a little test of the energy. My gods, talk to me. Talk to the sunflower man. Tell me what we got for Aries in early October, please and thank you. And we're just going to look at these real quick, then we'll get into the full tarot reading itself, and at the very end, I'll pull you that bonus spread with the Starseed Oracle just to see what it is you need to hear from the universe. So there are many things for us to think about and consider. Let's get it going though. What do we have for Aries, please? Very nice. Okay, that popped out quick. So matters of spirituality could be important, or some sort of guidance. We'll talk about that once we get the next one out. Interesting. I always like seeing that first card because it feels good. And notice both of these cards have white birds on them. Very, very spiritual to start this off. Now, before we fully start breaking this down, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the October subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. It's an interesting one. But into this reading we go. As I already mentioned, both cards have white birds on it. Symbolically, that's emblematical of spirit, guides, angels, that very light type of energy. So that feels good to me. But on this first card, you see the figure there. He's being held up by ropes by those white birds. So many of you might feel like you're on a mission, on a divine path. It can also be spiritual assistance. If you're going through a tough time, this like spirit and universe could be helping you move to a very direct path. But we also think of assistance in general. So maybe you feel like you might need help with something. Maybe someone needs your assistance in some way. So we'll keep that in mind as we press through the rest of this reading. If it's a good type of energy to me. Now the second one is a little different. Notice this person is dressed up like the other swans or whatever birds they might be. I do think of aesthetics. I do think of beauty. So maybe some of you are really feeling your self-confidence, of course. But this to me is somebody trying to blend in with the crowd. This is somebody that doesn't want problems, doesn't want issues or drama. So a lot of you might be in that mode. You're just not trying to cause any waves, not trying to start waves, or this could be somebody not wanting any types of issues with you. Makes sense. So let's get into tarot now. We'll see how this all builds in. I always say the first couple of cards don't always link with the reading. Sometimes they do. It's just a little energy check, and it's very spiritual, and I like it. So let's shuffle it up one time. We'll get you 3 in the upright, then we'll intuitively clarify. What do we got for the Sunflower Man and the Aries Collective, please? And thank you, my guys. Now, last week's reading was titled They Are Hurting, so maybe you've been going through a couple of episodes of sadness, depression. That could even be someone that you're linked with. Hopefully we're getting a little turnaround in energy. The week before that was big karmic shift. A lot of you might be dealing with big changes in life overall, or at least hoping for that. So we're going to try to stay optimistic. We're going to have some fun today. What do we got for Aries, please? Okay, we got the 4 of Pentacles. Interesting. That is not really a changeable type of energy. I always see that as a neutral card. Let's get 2 more. Could absolutely be somebody else as well. Okay, we have the Ace of Swords, very truth-based, very communication-based. We're going to get one more in here, then we'll start piecing this whole story together for you, Aries. I always like when there's aces involved. Those are very optimistic. And we have the Knight of Pentacles. So notice that on the extreme ends of this reading, right off the jump, we have double pentacle energy, which tells me you really might be in money mode, thinking about the material world. But it is very grounded and based in this material world, the 3D. But we're going to go through, I'll give you the classical themes and archetypes of each card. Then we'll get into the juicier intuitive messages when we clarify. So the first card, the 4 of Pentacles, as I said, I usually see this as a neutral card, so we're going to have to clarify it to try to pull out more juice. But this is somebody that might be immovable. It could be an energy of stubbornness, not wanting to let something go as well. It could be someone around you that's a little bit possessive. There are undertones of jealousy with this as well. But in the positive, optimistic sense, the 4 of Pentacles could be somebody who is really trying to keep control on their finances, keep control of their material world around them. So you might really be in that mode. But hopefully you're not dealing with somebody that's like clinging too hard, or it could be a possessive type of vibe. We're going to keep it moving though. It is kind of a closed off energy as well, so hopefully you're not having communication issues with people. But right in the center, we have the Ace of Swords. Love it. I love all aces. They all represent opportunities, new beginnings. You could have some good opportunities coming your way. This one, a lot of people call it the Sword of Truth. This can speak about seeing things clearly. Your mind could be very sharp in this time. You could be speaking with a very sharp tongue, very serious in your communication style. point blank, cut to the chase. It could even be cutting away certain behaviors in your life as well with this Ace of Swords. But the main thing I think of is truth overall. So we'll see. It could be communication. It could be a mental thing. We do have to dig more detail out of that. Now on the back end, we have the Knight of Pentacles. He gets a little bit of a bad reputation sometimes, specifically in an Aries type of reading. I know, since I'm an Aries myself, that we are an action-oriented sign. When we put our energy into something, we want movement, we want results, we want it now. That's the type of vibe. This guy is not about that. Sure, he is detail-oriented. It could be some sort of message as well, since he always has that pentacle, but it is slow and steady. There might be something in your life moving a little slower than you'd like it to, or it could be things progressing to a better place, but in a slow way. So we're going to have to see what this is about. It could just represent an earth sign in your life for sure. But yeah, there's a lot of action to pull from this spread. So we're going to do that now. We're going to dive deeper and clarify. So let's shuffle it up one more time for the beautiful Aries, please. What do we got for my friends? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research, rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. And yeah, that's why this box is here as well. If you know the meanings, if you're a reader yourself, you can share your interpretations down below. I don't mind, okay? So let's see what's up with this Four of Pentacles. What's being held onto here? Could you just be holding on to your money? Could you be holding your ground? That's possible. Okay, we have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Now, I don't feel like that's a bad thing. The wheel, to me, whenever it shows up, even in reverse, yes, it can speak of karma, but I feel like it's always a good omen. It's always a positive omen, but there's a message here that if you want progress, if you want something to move along, regardless of what you're watching this for, whether it is business or romance, you could be watching it for entertainment. The wheel is very action-oriented. So when it's in reverse under a card like the Four of Pentacles, I feel like something could be stalling a little bit, or you don't like the speed at which it's moving. Like, you want action, you want movement. So the message attached to here is, if you want change, if you want shifts in your life, yes, we can manifest that, but you have to continue to put action forward. Regardless if it's moving fast, moving slow, if you don't meet the universe halfway, things are bound to stay the same, bound to stay stuck. This could easily be somebody who's paying a karmic debt or going through a karmic cycle in life. So keep that in mind. I don't feel it shifting super fast right now, but somebody could be processing some karmic debt, okay, whether that's you or somebody else. But if you want action, if you want this wheel to move, if you want the treasures that the Wheel of Fortune has to offer, keep pushing, keep moving. You might need some words of encouragement when I see this, okay? It is a little bit of a cling type of energy. All right, we're going to go in on this Ace of Swords, okay? I'm not going to shoehorn in any other messages there. We're going to see what's up with this Ace of Swords. Of course, it can mean other things, all right? So why is this Ace of Swords here for Aries? Thank you. Okay, High Priestess. Yeah, you might really feel something in your gut in this time. Your intuition could be firing on all cylinders. Now, as I said with the Ace of Swords, your mind could be very sharp, but she is all about intuition. So we have that combination here of the mind, the logic, and the intuition. You might be seeing situations very clearly, but also you might have a feeling deep down in your gut that something is coming down the pipeline, some sort of change, even if there's not a lot of movement here in the front. Yes, I said it could be someone going through a karmic cycle, karmic shifting, but here you might feel like something's coming your way. Hopefully it's optimistic. Hopefully you're keeping an optimistic mindset, but like, when is this going to happen? Oh, I feel like something's coming. I can't quite put my finger on it. That's the type of vibe we have here. So it does say whatever situations you're going through, you might need to trust your intuition partially, but also use logic to dissect any issues, any problems you're going through. Try to rely on both, not just one. Try to keep that balance. That's the vibe. But yes, you might feel like something's coming. Like, all right, here it comes. Any minute now, any day now, the shoe's going to drop. All right, that could be something you're feeling in this time. And I don't necessarily mean that in a bad way. Like, intuition could go in a very positive way as well. We're going to see what's up with this Knight of Pentacles, though. Hopefully we have some action here on the back end, something moving in a positive direction. So why is this Knight of Pentacles here? Then I'll give you a quick recap before we get into your bonus spread. So what do we got here with this Knight of Pentacles? Please and thank you. Thank you. Yeah, Eight of Wands. So there could be some sort of breakthrough With the Eight of Wands, yes, once again, it is communication based. So within this spread, we have two things that could speak about messages, could speak about talks. If you've been waiting to hear back on some type of news, there could be some sort of breakthrough in that arena. But when we couple a card like the Knight of Pentacles that is super, super slow motion, with the Eight of Wands, one of the fastest moving cards in the deck, there could be some sort of sudden explosion, some sort of breakthrough. And when I say that, once again, I don't mean it in a bad way. Things could break through or explode in a positive way. So I feel like something could just like come out of nowhere. And we did see it right in the center that you may feel like something's on its way to you, something or someone, like, all right, any day now, any second now. There's energetic possibility here that you could be experiencing some sort of sudden breakthrough for sure when we have these cards together. All right, that's just the vibe. And yes, I try to keep it open to interpretation because this is a general reading and Aries are going through a lot, but you can trust and believe that there will be energetic possibilities for you to make leaps and bounds in whatever you're watching this for. I'll keep it simple like that. So I'll put it down. We'll do a quick recap here before we get into your bonus spread. I'd say that ended off pretty well, okay, because that is a complete inverse type of energy than we had to the front. We have that stuck energy and then that explosiveness on the back end. But if you kindly look down in the box, we got the Four of Pentacles with the wheel in reverse. I feel like this is more of an energy of encouragement to keep moving, to keep pushing forward, keep moving with purpose and putting action towards whatever it is that you really want. Yes, it could be somebody going through a karmic cycle, dealing with karmic situations, paying a karmic debt. That's why someone might feel a little bit stuck. Hopefully things are starting to move in a positive direction, but in the center we have the Ace of Swords, opportunity, with the High Priestess. You might feel and sense in a lot of different ways that something is coming towards you quick. The combination of the intellect and the intuition, that perfect marriage and balance. We're seeing it throughout this spread. It feels good to me. And whatever problems you're dealing with, trust your gut, but also your logic, okay? And moving to the back end, we have the slow and steady Knight of Pentacles with the Eight of Wands in the upright. Yes, we have undertones of messages, communications, talking, but this is a heavy energy of something suddenly breaking through, something being explosive, especially if times are a little slow right now. If you're experiencing a lull in any way, things could start picking up in a good way. So please take a screenshot of that. We're going to get your bonus spread out here real quick. I'd say that was pretty optimistic. It didn't feel treacherous or anything like that. You know me, I'm a man sunflower. I try to keep everything bright and shiny. So let's see what Aries needs to hear, please. We'll just get a couple cards here. I love to cap off the readings like this. It's an awesome way to inject a little more optimism into the read. We're going to see what you need to hear. What do we got for Aries? That came out super quick. Child of the Cosmos, lovely. Okay, that is very similar to the High Priestess energy to me. Okay, let's get one more here. What do we got here for Aries? What does Aries need to hear? Thank you very much. Okay, we have the Lost Lands showing up. And we did get a little mess of cards jumping out, but I only do 2 cards here, so we'll just take that. In the first one, and we'll just go through, I'll give you my intuitive and literal feelings. Child of the Cosmos, like I said, is very High Priestess based. So your interest in things that fit the season we're in, psychics, intuitives, tarot, this can all be represented by her. But it also talks about the connection we all have to source, that once again, you might need to trust your intuition in this time. Like if something doesn't feel right in your gut, trust that. But if something feels like the right move, that could be, especially if the logic lines up, that could be the way to move. I like this card. Literally says the intelligence of the universe lies within you. So that is a perfect tie into what we were seeing in the spread itself. Now, the Lost Lands to me does speak of knowledge in general, unknown things, hidden things, but it could also be somebody that is right on the doorstep of making some sort of good change. I like this energy. The literal meaning says soul memories and gifts. You've done this before, so maybe some of you need to hear that message, specifically if you're struggling in this time, that you've been through fights before, you've overcome hurdles before, and you could do it again. This is a beautiful message to keep you encouraged. And Aries, that's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the October subscriber surprise. For the October subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of the beautiful Bonefire Tarot. It's a spooky deck, and I absolutely love it. It's really awesome with the art style. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, first, you must be subscribed, which I'm sure you already are, because you absolutely love having your tarot cards read by a man sunflower. Second, you need to let me know down in the comments if you've ever had a paranormal experience of any kind, yes or no, and please feel free to share your experiences. I've been having a lot of fun reading those. You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, I'll announce the winners in my community tab. As always, my friends, thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.